Hello, everyone, and welcome to that One Time We Read Manga podcast, where we four friends decide to start reading manga together, coming together, and talking about it. My name is Tim, and fun fact about me today is I actually just recently got done going back through the Harry Potter series, and today's manga reminded me a lot of it. I was making a lot of comparisons.
Hey everyone, my name is Duncan, and a fun fact about me is that my favorite Star Wars ship is Din's modified N1 Naboo fighter, closely followed by TIE interceptors.
Random.
That was okay. Yeah, that one threw me off quite a bit there. Nice.
Good.
Nice. Okay. All right. Hey, everybody. My name is John, and my fun fact for the day is that the kaiju in the movie Pacific Rim, something that not everybody knows about it, is that everything about it is poisonous.
Yeah, I had no idea. Maybe because I haven't seen that movie in like 8 years.
I didn't know.
Great movie. I love Pacific Rim.
Yeah, apparently whenever it's hurt, like, its blood spreads poison everywhere.
Oh, so they're actually killing the planet. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm Nate, and I'm going to ride my fun fact off of Duncan's fun fact. Oddly enough, my favorite ship is the Y-Wing. It's super simple, but I love it.
Do love a good Y-Wing.
Yeah, it's classic.
Y-Wing?
Y-Wing and
Y-Wing at all.
Why?
Oh, boy. All right, fellas. Well, hey, this week, off of Nate's recommendation, we read the first 20 chapters of Mashle, Magic, and Muscle. First 20 chapters, and Nate here has a little summary for anyone who decided that they didn't want to read. So, Nate, take it away.
I do. So it's a comedy manga. It's about a magicless guy who enrolls in a magic academy to keep his family safe. Everyone is in this Hogwarts-like school. They want to see him fail, but he has... I described it as the strength of a planetary threat, but he has the brains of a moron. Each class he goes in, he shows these feats of strength that are just inhumanly possible. And we went through chapters 1 through 20. We saw his journey. He's collecting these gold coins to become the divine visionary of Easton Magic Academy.
Should be pretty hard to do because he has no magic.
Oh, yeah.
One would think.
Yeah, one would think.
Immediately, my first... I'm going to be making a lot of Harry Potter comparisons because, like I said, in my opening, I just got done reading the 7th book. So I just finished the series again. And immediately, the whole society highly, highly reminds me, like, what if Voldemort won? This is that society. Like, you don't have magic, you are excommunicated from society or killed. I can't remember what they did, but, like, this is like if Voldemort won the war, basically.
I think they were killed. I know that it was definitely, like, illegal to even be magicless.
Yeah. Yeah, something you can't help is illegal. So,
As
hello,
probably
overtones.
the only, as probably the only person here that doesn't have a background understanding of Harry Potter, I will not be making Harry Potter references, and I'm probably going to be making references towards other things that don't matter in life.
Wow, good for you, man.
That's funny.
So-
It's basically a Harry Potter satire.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
It is.
It's what if Harry Potter and One Punch Man came together?
That's
okay.
exactly it. I mean, yeah.
And I love it. No, it works so well because the protagonist, the main tagonist, our new little slogan here,
Yes, sir.
Mash, is just the most lovable oaf in the world. Like, he's just so dumb. Very one-track minded, but just dangerous. Like, if he actually put his mind to anything, he could destroy so many things, including the world, probably.
I think we should start this in what was your favorite feat of strength?
I have mine right off the bat, ready to go.
I'm ready.
I don't know if it's a feat of strength or just a feat of anything. In the very first chapter, when the magic police or whatever come to his house and figure out that he's non-magical, they shoot a spell at him, and he just swats it down like out of nowhere. He just spikes a like magic spell into the ground, and the face. I mean, we could upload an entire album on Facebook of the facial reactions of the wizards and witches that like he just swats their spells around and stuff. It's so cool. But that first instance of it, I genuinely laughed out loud. And I was super impressed because you know how hard it is to swat magic?
Basically impossible.
Yeah, it should be.
I've never tried it, but I don't know. It probably is not easy.
I think
point.
something also has to be said is the comedy to it, and we'll definitely post in the social media what this panel is, but it's the simplistic art style of this just makes it even more hilarious. He swats it like it's nothing.
Yeah, he doesn't like wind up and bat it away. He's just it's like a flick of the wrist, just like boop, see ya.
I love the facial expressions. They're all just so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Oh, they're great.
Yeah, the artist did such a good job of conveying, like, when there's, like, a cool moment happening, you can see it. And then when there's supposed to be something funny happening, you can see, like, I knew when I was supposed to laugh just looking at the pictures. and without even reading anything. I was like, as soon as I would flip to a page and I would see a picture, I'm like, oh, I'm going to laugh at this page. And I know it.
Yeah, you could probably read through the whole thing without actually reading and just looking at the pictures. Like that's a great point on this because I'm exactly with you on that. Like I would look at a page and I mean, albeit like I was so excited for every chapter. Well, I don't know, so entertained by every chapter. I was like, I knew I was gonna at least get an audible chuckle every time I read a chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Which is tough when you're in a room alone. Like, I'm sure everybody understands that. You watch, like, a stand-up comedy special, and, like, if you laugh out loud while you're alone in a room, it was seriously funny. And this one at least got a chuckle from me every time.
I thought you were going to say, like, there was something wrong with you, and I was about to quietly excuse myself from the podcast, because I do that all the time.
No.
See you later.
I'm not afraid to laugh by myself. As long as I'm not the one who told the joke, I'm good.
I mean, yeah, I'm not afraid. It's just, like, there's something about people being in the room, and we're going down a rabbit hole there, but, like, people being in a room makes things kind of more funny, even though you can identify, like, yeah, that was funny. But, like, whenever I'm, like, watching a stand-up comedy special or something, things that I would normally laugh at, I don't exactly laugh at. I just think in my head, like, that was funny.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
You need more joy in your life, then.
Maybe I need therapy.
I'm in the same boat.
It's never.
No,
It's never too late to get therapy.
Never.
Never.
Ever.
I want to circle back to Nate's question, because I think only Tim answered it.
Yeah, like what the hell, guys?
So
Yeah.
it's, for me, it's more of a recurring theme where Mash doesn't understand how doors work. He just rips them off the hinges, and then he's just standing there with a door, like, "Oh, whoops, I broke it.
Oops, I always screw this up."
I guess I guess I'll try to put it back, and then he puts it back so forcefully the door splits in half.
Son of a bitch, that was going to be my one. Luckily, I have a secondary.
Good. Be faster.
Yeah, I know, right? So I don't know if it was a feat of strength or stupidity, so I might get this one wrong a little bit.
What's the difference?
Yeah. Now, so when he was learning how to use those screaming vegetables, and
yes,
and how he was supposed to make, like, what was it, a potion or something?
Mm-hmm.
He was supposed to be making a potion every time. And first off, the vegetables, like, they were making the vegetables scream to get this, like, I don't know, like, negativity juice out of them or something.
They're like mandrakes from Harry Potter.
Yeah, exactly. It's a Harry Potterism.
Yeah, I don't know Harry Potter. So, but
that's why we're filling you in.
Two-parter here. At first, like, everybody was using magic to make them get their mandrake power or whatever. And he, what I presume, was just scaring them. Just scaring the living shit out of them. And that was hilarious to start. And then he couldn't not make a cream puff. And he was supposed to be making this potion or whatever, and every time they were like, "How is this possible? He keeps on making a fucking cream puff every time."
That was so good. I all of the recurring themes in here are absolutely fantastic. I love that he even slightly references to himself, because he like goes to open a door and he goes, "Okay, is it pull or is it push? I always get this one wrong."
Yeah.
And then you just see the doors just off the hinges.
I guess it was pull. Pull.
I would say my favorite feat of strength or stupidity. Yeah, I guess they're kind of the same. In the beginning, when he has to take this entrance exam to this academy, there's like all of these arcane letters just swirling around this page, and he's getting frustrated because they're all moving, and everyone's like casting a spell to try to like line them up. He just bangs the table, and then all of the letters just scramble to go exactly where they should go because he just scares them into place.
Yeah. That was so funny.
The magic letters scared in their spots.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I love it. That actually reminded me of another scene that was, I think it was right before or right after that one, where they're going through the labyrinth. And they get to the Sphinx, and he gets the question wrong, and he's like, "Oh well, I guess I'll just make it to the end," and walks through all the walls.
He like smacks the Sphinx too, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. I think he smacks almost everybody.
So satisfying.
Yeah, this guy is... Oh man, Mash is just such a fun character because so he is magicless. He doesn't have one of those lines, I guess, on his face that I guess all magic users have, which I thought was actually really cool way to distinct it, because you could do a lot with that, like patterns and stuff. And we later see like there's people with 2 lines and even 3, and it's like, wow, I wonder if we're ever gonna meet a guy whose just whole face is lined out. Like he's got 100 lines, and it's just like a dude with a bunch of lines going across his face, like a crossword on his face or something.
A crossword would be hilarious.
That would be sick.
Oh, that would be so funny.
So funny.
But a Sudoku face.
Yeah, exactly. But like, so he doesn't have a line, and I was like, okay, but he's gonna sneak into the Magic Academy and figure it out. And the first test is all just about magic, and I was like, oh, this is actually going to be tougher than I thought. Like, this actually might be difficult. And then it's still easy, and I'm like, oh, okay. Or like one where I thought, oh man, he's going to get caught and have to find something to do, was when they were flying brooms.
Oh yeah.
He does it twice. There's one where he just jumps so hard that he's like flying. And then there's another one where he like throws the broom super fast and then jumps on it and then it flies. It was so fucking funny.
The time that he jumps super hard too, he stays hovering by just moving his legs back and forth really fast.
Yeah, he's like kicking his legs super fast like he's treading water.
I thought of it like flutter kicking like Yoshi does.
Yes,
He does his double jump.
Yeah, that's probably
Just like
more
that.
of what it was. It's just like every time I'm like, there's no workaround. Like, I don't know how he's gonna work around it. It's the dumbest fucking shit in the world, but it always works.
I liked another one where they had to make the boulder float, and I think this was kind of a one-off. Like they were in class, and it was very short. But he tried to make the boulder float. He sticks his thumb in it, and then just raises it with his arm.
Whoop.
Some Chris Angel magic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yep.
Exactly, dude. This guy is absolutely Chris Angel. And so Mash is great. I also want to just draw attention to just all the other characters that are in this thing. Some of the other students that he makes friends with, like his poor roommate, like at the entrance exam, was like, man, I really hope I don't get with that guy. And of course, obviously, immediately, they're roommates. I forget the roommate's name.
It doesn't matter.
That's also true.
He's just the wimpy side character.
One of the wimpy side characters. There's him. He's very funny just because he gives us a lot of like the reaction and context of like how impossible shit Mash is doing should be. But there was one, and again, I can't remember names. I'm a bad person. I didn't take as good as notes as I should have. but there was the guy who thought he was the main character. He even had like the spiky hair and everything to prove it.
Oh yeah.
And he pointed it out. He's like, he looks at Mash. He goes, "Your hair sucks. You can't be the main character." And I'm like,
in which he's making valid points there.
oh, he's making super valid points.
Thanks.
This was absolutely a fucking, like, let's hold a mirror up to the world of manga and say, look at all these stupid tropes. That's where I get One Punch Man vibes, because One Punch Man does the same thing. Probably to a more successful degree, only because I'm just hearing of Mashle.
To go back on that, if anyone cares, which I'm pretty sure they don't, the side character, we'll just call him side character, his name is Finn Ames.
Side character.
Yeah, Finn Ames. And I wanted to hit on that because when we were introduced to Finn Ames, he said, "Nice to be rooming with you." And then Mash says, "I'm Mash Burndead," yada, yada, yada. And then he says, "And this is Kevin, and this is Mike. And down here we've got Tom, Kim, Yatada,
Naming all of his abs. Yeah.
He was naming all of his muscles.
That's so fucking funny.
Just like
I
that.
did take a screenshot of that because that was really funny.
Oh yeah, the subtle it's not even like really really pushy to be on the humor side. It's just like it's just really subtle every time because like that's all he does. Like he has that very like monotone attitude, and it's hilarious.
Yeah,
I love that there's absolutely no fan service either. There's no glorifying shots of him completely shirtless with like super high detail muscles. It's just he's wearing a black like undershirt the whole time.
Yeah,
it's kind of skin tight. Yeah,
yeah. I always love like if they ever show a shot of him like working out. It's just so fast. Like the weights are super
just
big,
lines,
and it's just lines. Like you don't actually see any motion clearly because it's a static image. But there's not another panel showing him going up and down. It's just him holding it in one place, and then you see the motion lines, like the motion blur going up and down. It's just, oh my god, this guy's insane. Beyond that, oh my god, yeah. Like I said, we could upload a whole folder onto Facebook of just all of the best panels going on here. I don't even know what character that is, if that's the roommate again, and I don't know why he's drunk.
But there's so many. There's so many. Like the face in awe that the I don't even remember his name, but that the illustrator did on this. I mean, all the facial expressions are so top tier throughout this entire thing. Like it's compared to some of the other manga that we've read. Like it's not the most detailed as far as artistry goes. But like everything. Like every single page, and I'm kind of just going through it right now, every page has some form of a funny face. Like,
just about
every one of them.
To go back, the writer and illustrator is Hajime Komoto.
Yeah, please support that guy because I'm just going to say it up front right now. Like, I want more of this.
Dude, go read Mashle. Yeah. Like, everybody go read Mashle.
It's really good.
It's super fun.
For something that, like, and we'll get more into it a little bit, but, like, for something that a main antagonist that makes everything that he encounters so inconsequential, you would think that it lines up to be a really boring story. You would think that that's, like, a cop-out for everything, and it would be boring to read, and eventually we'd all get it, like, all right, yeah, he's going to win everything he does. But, like, this one... As inconsequential as fights may be, like, it's always really, really entertaining, no matter what.
Yeah, and there are moments, too, where you don't... I mean, at least for me, I was like, ooh, this is actually, like, tough for him. So Duncan just put up the 2-page spread of him fighting that one dude who used the boulder magic and was bullying the guy who thought he was the main character.
His name's Dot.
The
main character guy's name is Dot.
Dot. Okay, so yeah, the guy was bullying Dot. And Duncan, I'm sorry if this is where you were going by sharing this.
No, go ahead, please. I'm not salty at all.
He said, "Listen here, buddy." Yeah, it's just bullying Dot, and then like take 10 hits, and I'll stop or whatever. And then Mash like figures out a way to figures out he can just punch through the rocks. And then this kid is like, "Oh my god, I can't take another one of those." And then Mash sits down and goes, "You have 7 more." And I'm just like, "Oh no!"
The reason that I shared that image at all is because I wanted to build off of what John was saying, that almost every page has some sort of really cool, like, fun facial expression, and it's entertaining the whole time. Except for when we start getting to chapter 20 and the plot actually surprisingly starts picking up and is getting pretty interesting in and of itself. There's like some of the fight scenes just have crazy detail's not the right word, but the way that it looks is just really nice to look at because there's just enough detail, but not so much that it's too much.
Yeah.
There's a good portrayal of the fluidity of motion. Like, there was that one panel where I believe he said hamstring magic.
Yeah.
and then he just, like, gets down and sprints down this sheer side cliff to, like, grab this bottle that was being plummeted down by gravity magic. So he basically went faster than what's it called when something reaches maximum velocity?
Terminal velocity.
Terminal velocity. Maximum.
I mean, it's maximum. Yeah, it's falling as fast as it can.
Yeah, so he just shoots down that cliff, but then the whole explosion of him running, I was like, this looks real good.
Yeah, everything looks so good. And Duncan's right. Almost every panel has like a comic moment to it, like comedic moment to it. But there are snippets like the one he shared and like the one John was talking about, where like Mash means business, and it's usually, as seems to be a theme through all manga, when someone's bullying his friends or who he considers to be his friends. He doesn't really care when people mess with him all that much. He's kind of nonchalant about it. But he tries when the people he considers friends get messed with too much. It's very cool, I believe. And we even got... I was very curious. Actually, let me stop right there. A new panel just popped up. We got a Sorting Hat spoof, people, and oh my god, is that funny? Who shared that? You want to talk about that?
Was me.
That? Yeah, go ahead. I'll let you take that one.
that Sorting Hat spoof made me laugh so hard because one, it was put off. They didn't immediately show it like, okay, they passed the exam, they got accepted into school, and now they do the Sorting Hat. There was like, they forgot about it until something like chapter 18 or 16. We're in chapter 16, and he's like, oh yeah, I forgot that there's houses and it matters what dorm that you're in. Which, in this one, there's only 3, but it's basically just...
It's Harry Potter.
It's still very similar to Harry Potter. Yeah. And instead of a sorting hat, it's a sorting skeletal unicorn with, like, the horn has a handle thing on it, and you're supposed to grab it, and then it reads your mind, and then sorts you. And when Mashle goes up to it, he grabs it, the unicorn goes... What is happening? It shows Mashle laying in a sea of cream puffs.
He's just laying in a sea of cream puffs, and then the unicorn starts freaking out. He's like, my reputation's on the line. I've never not been able to sort somebody before. What the hell's going on?
He's like, what do I do with this information?
Well, and so it was another instance of like I was talking about of like there's no way he's going to get past this because that thing is supposed to read your magical potential to see which house you belong to. And I'm like, well, this is it. Like, I mean, he has no magic potential, so the skull is going to out him. But no, he just confuses it with dreaming of being in a sea of cream puffs. It just seems to be the basic, the basic thought from Ash is just, yep, this is what I think about all the time, forever.
A little side note. Just if I can interject for a second. I forgot to mention that this was recommended to me by my friend Ryan. So if we could just thank Ryan for the many laughs that we've been having.
Yes, thank you, Ryan.
Thanks,
Ryan. You fucking killed it. You have any recommendation any week from now on. Go ahead.
Until you recommend a shitty one.
Then your head's on the chopping block, just like Roger.
Yep. Oh, and Ryan will get that reference, too. He's a big One Piece fan, so...
Nice.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I think he'd actually be happy to go out like Roger. Anyway,
I noticed Duncan's fake laugh right there, and I don't appreciate it.
oh man. What I was gonna say before Duncan shared the Sorting Hat one was like, I was kind of concerned of like, okay, so the villains are kind of society as a whole, maybe like our antagonist is just society, where non-magical creatures are killed.
Just like real life.
Just like real life, yeah. Society is the main enemy of everybody, or the government. I'm not sure.
Same thing.
Same thing. But not quickly, but we do get introduced to actual villains within the school, and they're all from the
Slytherin?
The Slytherin house, but they're called something else. They're called like the Adder House or something. Like they're symbols of wolf, and they're supposed to be like cunning and shit.
Lang,
yes, Lang. Adder is the bird.
Adler's the bird one, and then Orca is in Orca.
Yeah, Orca is the Hufflepuffs.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the Lang house has these super bad boys. Like they started a cult basically in their house, and
They did.
all working to be like the divine visionary, which is the highest honor you could be. Apparently, if you become divine visionary at this school, you can like enter government jobs, and you're basically the ruler of a country, which is why Mash, was put into this by his adopted foster father. So that
Foster father, I think.
Yeah, so they could see that, like, a non-magical being, or maybe he will never out himself as non-magical, but he could influence the country to believe that, like, non-magical people are okay. That's the whole point. What the point I was trying to make was there's, like, a cult in Lang, and they're actively killing people, which I guess is encouraged at this school. I don't know.
It's definitely not allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely not allowed. But yeah, that seems to be our main antagonist, and Mash has a couple cool like interactions with him. So I was pretty pumped when they started fighting and stuff. Not the
I can't 100% agree that Orca is Hufflepuff. I think Adler's supposed to be like Gryffindor, Lang's supposed to be like Slytherin, and Orca is just other.
Ravenclaw, Hufflepuff. Oh, well, because in Harry Potter universe, Hufflepuff is other. Hufflepuff takes the rejects that the other three houses don't want. Not rejects, but the students that don't fit into the other houses go to Hufflepuff.
As a Hufflepuff, I'm deeply offended by that.
I don't think you should be. That's like the most like nicest place you could be, because it's just a bunch of people doing their own thing.
So that's actually a good tie-in right there, so that if they're, for the three other people that are listening out there that haven't watched Harry Potter, a good similarity. So like if you had to compare this manga to something else that you may not know, if you don't know Harry Potter, Fire Emblem Three Houses, it's very, very similar to that game if you played that, and if you haven't, it's one of the best games that I've ever played, so play it.
What is that for, Game Boy Advance?
I don't know if that was a joke, but no.
Half and half.
It's actually it's actually for the Switch, and then like a quick synopsis of that is like the three houses are like pretty much royal, like they're subsects of royalty. Sometimes royalty will go to like these the school as a part of these three houses. Other people get selected to go to these three houses, and I mean they're like essentially at war with each other, but school is the safe place, I guess. So I don't know, but there's a lot of magic and fun shit in there too. So I don't know. If you haven't watched Harry Potter, but you just happen to be in the same exact shoes as me, there's your comparison.
Sure,
fun enough, fair enough.
And it's a great game.
I will also say that I don't think that my comrades here have read or watched anything with Black Clover, but
nope.
Black Clover is Black Clover is very similar to this, as the main antagonist, if you will, has he doesn't have any magical abilities either, and he's just strong, but he has other capabilities, I should say. But this kind of reminds me of they had like a very light way of sorting people into different houses as well, but there was like a ton of them.
It almost feels like, just to break it down to the most basic thing in the world, is at the birdhouse, Adler.
Birdhouse.
Adler's for the good guys, Lang is for the bad guys, and Orca for the side characters. That don't matter.
Kind of.
That don't matter. The backgrounds.
And for all of you that haven't made any relation so far, it's kind of like fast food chains.
It's like,
so you got
Burger
McDonald's
King.
and you got Burger King
Yeah.
and you got Wendy's, and McDonald's is kind of like the bad guy, but they rule the world. And Burger King is like, they're good people, but not quite as powerful. And then Wendy's is just kind of like the assassins. Like, it's an unexpected, really effective household.
All right,
I'd say Orca is Taco Bell.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Let's be honest here. When did assassins get introduced?
Great minds,
Are we back at-
Hell yeah, Nate.
Oh my god, it's true. They're just the same person with the different voice filter.
Don't out us like that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Stop calling yourself us.
We're going to therapy for it.
No.
We're going to therapy.
When we get to final thoughts, you're gonna be like, Duncan, what are your final thoughts? And then, well, the council and I have decided that final thoughts.
Oh my god, speaking of the council real quick, the headmaster of this school is absolutely... well, actually, no. He's like a Dumbledore-esque character, but I was...
He's a bro.
He's a bro, yeah. I was expecting him to be like... I don't know why I was thinking he was going to be some like wild dude who was just like in the... like actively fighting the other members of the council over MASH or something like that. But he was more of a bro than I was expecting him to be.
Yeah, like a Ronald McDonald character.
We're done. We're done.
Well, they did say that like he's a part of the Orca household, so like his magic isn't necessarily, it's not offensive by nature. It's more like methodical, I guess, planning based. At least I think that's what they were getting at. But even still, like that display that he gave MASH in the entrance interview, like everybody was like, I can't breathe because the magical pressure is too heavy. Like that's the level that he was at.
Yeah, and MASH still just kind of was like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I'll just grab your big sword or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Sounds to me
I'm
like
not going to touch that.
it sounds to me like more support magic.
Yeah.
Rather than offensive or defensive.
Like healers. All the healers go to Orca.
We'll see.
Okay, so I got it. So we got an assault household, and then we got a support household, and then we have a security household.
Yeah.
What?
There's one person out there that just laughed at that.
There's gotta be.
One person just found out everything they needed to know about me.
If I just wished hard enough.
Somebody out there was like, I know him.
That one person who's gonna laugh at this is gonna be John when he listens to this later.
Oh yeah.
And he's gonna like give a little fist bump to the monitor, just be like, "Way to go, me." That was
He's going to give himself a pat on the back.
He's gonna just, "Hey, way to go, I did it."
Was that an Attack on Titan reference?
No, it wasn't. But we'll talk offline about what reference that was. But that one person out there that's going to listen to it, and they know what that is, they're going to be like, I know what John is.
Well, hopefully he doesn't think, "Oh, this guy's stupid." Oh man, let's see. What other great things happened? It's so hard to just try and pin anything down.
I have a big one we haven't touched.
Please.
Unless John had something first, it seemed.
I was just gonna say, I mean, like, I'm fine with this episode being like a series of funny events that we bring up as we go, because like storytelling wise, like, yeah, we'll go with whatever you say, Nate, but I mean, there's just so many funny instances. Like, the story is kind of like an afterthought for me, even though the story is very intriguing. I really enjoyed the funny instances that happen over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, I completely agree. I was just thinking about bringing up random funny things.
Dude.
Like, my next one was when he gets attacked by this guy that puts water under Mashle, and then he turns into a shark, and he's going to attack Mashle underwater.
Oh yeah, it's one of the Lang cult
and then
members.
Mash goes, I can't swim. And then, like, a few seconds later, he goes, thank you, I know how to swim. And he just, like, swims hundreds of times faster than that shark.
He learned how to swim as he was drowning.
So that shark doesn't have any eyebrows, but you can see the fear in his eye when they zoom in on the shark's face when he realizes that he taught Mash how to swim inadvertently. Like, there is fear in that shark's eye. It's so funny. It's just so great. Meanwhile, like, the other guy, the two-line guy who hangs out with him,
Lance.
Lance is battling the dude with the other cult member. They're the seven something, I think, right? Whatever the cult.
The seven dwarves.
Yeah, seven deadly sins, the seven dwarves, the seven humble, whatever.
Yeah, seven fangs of some bullshit.
Yeah, the fangs of
I love it because it just goes to, this is a great story, but you don't have to have the context.
No,
it's just great.
Yeah, it's just I did really like the instance with the puppet later. Like, after Mash figures out that the dude with the rocks was getting, like, harassed by the leader of this cult in Lang, the House Lang. And he goes there and he tries to save him, but he's already turned into a puppet, so the puppet attacks him, and then the puppet, like, grabs his gold coin, but in, like, an instant. We don't see it happen, right? We just think the puppet takes the gold coin, flicks it to the leader. The Magia Lupus. I just found it. No, John just texted it to me. I didn't find it.
Oh my god! I was about to call you out. Fast.
Oh yeah. You were getting called out on that one.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna give you guys the opportunity to do that. Then I decided better of it. The Magia Lupus. He flicks him the gold coin, and the Mash just leaves. He takes the guy who turned into a puppet and leaves. And then the one girl in the room is just like, did I just see what I think I saw? And then she recaps everything that just happened, and like, Mash taking a button off the puppet, putting it in the puppet's hand, thinking it has his gold coin, snatching it away from him, flicking it back to him so fast that the puppet doesn't have a chance to do anything, and then leaving.
He actually doesn't flick it back. He spits it.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, he has like a weird spitting power.
Yes.
He just spits it so hard.
Yeah, he spit it so
just
hard.
faster than you could
But
blink.
it made it look like the puppet gave it or threw it to the leader guy. And the whole time the girl's just sitting there like, I did just see that, right? She's like, did I really just see that? It was just, that was probably my favorite bit. I wouldn't consider it a feat of strength other than just more like a feat of comedy. I watch it happen, but I don't believe it, she says.
Mm-hmm.
And right, like, when they made that entrance into that room, and I'm just going as we're talking, finding the chapters, but, like, back to the door thing. And he's just so nonchalant about everything he says. Like, so when he opens up the door, he's like, that's a doll you're talking to, right?
Yeah.
Also, I may have broken your door. Sorry about that.
And he was lost. He wasn't even intentionally trying to be there.
He didn't even mean to. That's right.
Yeah.
I gave him too much purpose.
And then Fuckface
Exactly.
McGee, or whatever his name was, he was like, why, thank you for bringing that to my attention. And you can tell, like, he's losing his marbles. He's like, who is this guy?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But
Exactly.
I was curious of what was he thanking him for? The fact that he broke his door or the fact that he was talking to a doll? Like, because he just says, thanks for bringing that to my attention. Is it the fact that I'm talking to it? Like, obviously, he knows he's talking to a doll. But it could have been like a sarcastic remark of just like, yeah, thanks, idiot. I didn't know I was talking to a doll.
I think it was, because he has, like, a really menacing face on that panel, and he's like, why, thank you for bringing that to my attention. And then it took until the next chapter, and it starts off with, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Well, and again, that makes me think it's like, also, I broke your door. Well, thanks for bringing that to my attention. You're welcome.
Yeah.
This has been a great read. I am so happy that we did this, because it's just good humor. Like, that's all it is. It's good humor. Like, we've read Hunter x Hunter, and that has some comedy in it, just circumstance. But I wouldn't say it outright tries to be funny as often as it can. We find humor in it. One Piece, same thing. Like, there's humor in it. It's got comedy that's written in on purpose, but not nearly to the level of this. Like, this is way better.
Yeah, this comedy just works. And I don't know why it just works. I mean, sometimes subtlety doesn't work the same way. I think it just... I think the very hidden... No, not hidden, but like subtle jokes along with the artistry that goes on to it. Like, you can clearly hear the tone. And I don't think there's an anime. There might be one. I don't know. But... like, you can hear the tone very clearly through all these characters. Like,
Yep.
You know exactly, like, how serious it is and how not serious it is. It's... I didn't have, like, after the first chapter, I was like, I already know everything I need to know. And there was no, like, big learning curve where I have to learn all these names because ultimately, it didn't really matter too much.
As long as you know Mash's name.
Yeah. Which, okay, we didn't even hit it there, but, like, his name's really cool. It's Mash Burn Dead, which is kind of a cool name.
Bernadette?
I thought it was Bernadette.
I thought it was Burn Dead.
I thought it was Bernadette. Or Bernadette.
Oh, well, fuck.
I don't know.
I thought it was Mash Burn Dead. But
I was reading it as Bernadette because that just made more sense to me.
Well, if that's true, then that's a lot more lame than I thought. I just read Burn Dead.
I mean, it's still cool. It doesn't take away from that.
Reading's hard,
Yeah.
guys.
Reading is
Gentlemen, I have an update. There's as of March, there's actually a preview for an anime for this.
Hell
That excites
yeah.
me.
I'm very happy about that. Because I have a potentially controversial opinion. This is better than One Punch Man as far as satirical comic mangas go.
Oh.
I think
So
this is better.
Okay, I haven't read One Punch Man, but I've watched at least the first 2 seasons of the anime. And I'm going to agree with you on that. Like, from what I know of One Punch Man and what I know of this, I would agree. I think this is better.
And I didn't read the One Punch Man manga either. I only read I'm sorry. I didn't read the manga. I only watched the anime of One Punch Man. About the same time as you, actually, the first 2 seasons. And to me, like, as much as they were like, oh, yeah, he never takes anything seriously or anything like that, like, ultimately it gets, like, pretty serious. And while this manga, Mashle, has its serious moments, I don't think the main character ever takes anything seriously.
No,
Like,
not really.
At the end of the day, like, again, he has his moments where he's, like, standing up for his friends, but One Punch Man, I feel like it started off as, like, a satirical take on anime, and then it slowly morphed into what it was poking fun at, which there's nothing wrong with. I'm not saying One Punch Man is bad. I just think if you're looking for a funny show or manga that pokes fun at the genre it falls into better, it would be Mashle.
Yeah.
I think that as I've watched One Punch Man and I read past season 2, and also I'm going to relate this to Mob Psycho as well because I like Mob Psycho 100. Here's what I'm going to say: when you have the overpowered protagonist, I think that those two, what they do is they kind of start focusing on here's how powerful he is, here's what he can do. There's now something stronger that comes. Here's how he's going to overcome this. One Punch Man definitely fell into that. But this is literally just, like, hilarious.
Yeah.
It's just constantly funny.
It introduces stuff that's probably stronger than Mash, but he overcomes it almost instantly every single time.
In a really funny way.
Yeah, in, like, comedic ways, too. And I'm sure, like, maybe if we read there's over 100 chapters of this.
It's ongoing, too.
Yeah, and it's still ongoing. I'm sure, like, eventually, like, you know, the writer probably has himself in a corner or something, and it's going to be like, oh, no, what's Mash going to do? But I know what you mean. Like, eventually they just kept introducing stronger and stronger things. This is just, we're still, like, only 20 chapters in, we're still learning, like, the layout of the school. It was a great intro to it, but they didn't introduce anything that was, like, so outstandingly powerful that it was unbelievable that Mash could overcome it. Like, we knew he would. It was just like, oh, maybe he's going to get caught. Nope.
Oh, man. April 7th is when the anime comes out.
All right.
I think I want to watch that. Oh, we're all going to be together in a location together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we will.
that'll be cool.
That'll be a very fun activity to do together in person.
This conversation's not going to make any fucking sense because this episode comes out June 12th.
Well, don't worry.
Oh, no.
There's the timestamp for you, folks.
We put a
Time warp.
Just know that your favorite manga podcast has been prepared for a long time.
And also know that on April 7th, we were hanging out in person together.
In a place.
Yeah,
In
a place.
In an undisclosed location known only to our closest friends.
Alaska.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, Nate. What? Oh, man.
We're all signing up for the deadliest catch. You caught us.
We've been reading so much One Piece, we decided we could do the deadliest catch better than anyone
Oh,
else.
my God. We're the best pirates ever. Wait,
That'd
what
be
are we
so
doing?
much fun.
Oh, yeah. We're reading Mashle.
Oh,
Yeah.
Speaking of fishing, what do you think Mash's dunkability is?
Oh, my
Oh,
goodness.
dude. Did you see how high he can jump with a broomstick?
Yeah.
Actually,
man.
you know what? We have an accurate representation to his dunkability if we could see what he did in those in that little sports game thing he played, where he
you're
took
right.
that ball and he shot it through the hoop so many times he hit the maximum counter.
That's
So-
right. He
Like, forgot about that.
he like spun it though, so it kept circling the hoops or something.
Yeah, so basically what he did is they briefly explained
Yeah,
Is
don't go into detail.
he could throw it so hard and he could basically micro manipulate how hard it was spinning so that way it just boomeranged back to himself. So he just kept throwing it through over and over and over.
In the quote unquote Quidditch match.
Yeah.
Yeah, sport.
See, that's a reference I did get. I was like, this is Quidditch.
Yeah.
And you don't know anything else about Harry Potter.
I know Harry has glasses.
Yep.
That's fair.
That is
You're
accurate.
damn right.
That is an accurate statement.
And he did something with a goblet of fire. I don't know.
So should we just set the bar as Mashle being the maximum dunkability?
I think
the dunkability scales have now been set with Mash.
Yeah.
But he didn't dunk anything. He just threw it a bunch.
Okay,
we
but
could-
if you
assume.
take that hoop, I mean, what's a free throw, Tim?
A long.
You just
dunk.
throw it.
Yeah,
You
that's not
just
dunking
throw-
a basketball though.
But of all the main antagonists and the side antagonists that we've encountered, like doing this podcast so far, I think we see the clearest athletic ability from Mash.
Oh,
And
he has
I
the
think-
best athletic ability, sure.
I
but
think he is now the comparison of dunkability for
none of our
everybody.
other characters have been based on their physical, like their athleticism. Though, like Luffy isn't based on his athleticism; he's made of rubber.
True.
That's fair.
Arlong was
Luffy's
just
up
based
there.
on his height. Like, I'm just all right. Maybe Mash is at the top. Maybe okay, we'll put Mash at the top. I'll concede. Mash will go at the top.
Well, not to get specious here, but like
my
sharks aren't exactly known for playing basketball,
But fishmen are,
are they?
Yeah.
as far as you know. You haven't read that
Okay,
far
that's
yet.
fair. All right.
I don't want to own an Arlong Dunkers t-shirt for nothing.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, the Arlong.
I gotta get on that.
Yeah, right? We need merch, damn it.
Merch. Yeah.
And then
be
we need
great.
to instantly regret it because I hear merch is a pain in the ass.
It is.
Great.
Buy our merch anyways.
But God willing, we ever have any. It'll be
Yeah,
gross.
yeah. I know that free throws aren't dunking. It took me a minute because I'm not Mr. Sportsball.
Johnny B. Sportsball, the inventor of sports.
But yeah, I'd say if he dunked, he would probably shift the axis of our planet.
If he gave any effort to it, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably. If he did it like on accident,
Yeah, probably.
kind of.
I always forget how hard to dunk.
I've never tried.
I can't
It's not
say.
that hard. You just jump and then throw a ball.
You don't.
I'm
throw a
5'7".
ball.
Fun fact: I can't dunk.
Well, you gotta do a little toss, you know?
You don't have to. No, it never has to leave your hands until your hands hit the rim, and then you just let go.
Yeah.
You don't ever throw the basketball in a dunk. You got. Oh my god. Our scale is going to be way out of whack if you guys don't even know what a dunk is.
What sport are we talking about again?
Holy shit.
Baseball.
Yeah.
Bowling, you fucking idiot.
I think his strike ability is amazing.
His home run ability.
Dude, I'm pretty sure if Mash played any like Earth sport, he would probably shift the world on its axis somehow. Like tackling a guy, he would break him in half, literally. Hitting a home run, that ball would circumnavigate the globe.
All right, you've now set the scale for the peak of sports ability.
Yeah, just straight up sports ability. Forget dunking a basketball. This dude would be great at everything.
Where are we going?
You tell me.
I love
you
this.
You guys brought it up.
I did bring it up, and I love it.
Oh man, Mash is this. So a manga that has broken our very souls has now broken this podcast.
Yes.
in like a good way. I'm not saying it's bad.
I would say that if the Yu-Gi-Oh manga that we read was us shitting on it, then this is the exact opposite, where we just can't tell you guys enough how good this is.
Yeah,
this is fantastic.
This is the opposite of our Yu-Gi-Oh episode in every way.
It's the antithesis, yeah.
That's what I was gonna say, and I forgot the word for it.
Big
so
words.
Last second, yeah.
I mean, not really.
Listen, it's big.
It's words hard. We've been over
Words
this.
Words hard.
Yeah, we couldn't speak last week. Everyone had mush mouth, so.
Supercalifragilistic. It's the antithesis.
Oh god!
Whoa.
What?
I think
Calm down there, Plato.
I need to.
I think we need to get out of here.
I need to lay down for a nap. All right, let's do some final thoughts.
All right.
Whoever wants to
Yeah,
start.
I'll kick it off there. Holy shit. This is fun. I know I've said, like, with One Piece as we've been going on, I've been getting progressively more excited as we go. But, I mean, it didn't take but the first chapter on this one. Like, I mean, I was excited the entire way through, and we'll get to our next manga here soon, but, like, I want to continue this. Like, it's been so much fun. I want to continue this, and hopefully everybody that listens agrees. It's been so fun.
Yeah, I'll agree with that it's fun, but it's fun in a completely different way than One Piece, like John said. Because John, that's more about like enjoying the story, and this is fun just because it's funny. It's lighthearted. The jokes they just kind of write themselves once you understand the characters and the world that they're all living in, and it's especially funny. Well, I don't know. John enjoyed it a lot, so maybe you don't really need to know a whole lot about Harry Potter to enjoy it.
Yeah!
Because it's a satire kind of knockoff.
Right, I would say
For
that.
all of you fast food fans, this is it's a good manga.
Honestly, I don't really even I'm not a Harry Potter enjoyer. I just know of it in passing, and I still thought this was definitely a fun satire take on any sort of like Magic Academy. It was great.
Yeah,
I want more of this.
Me
this
too.
Is fantastic.
I want more too.
Yeah, and my final thoughts would just echo you guys. I side with Duncan as being a big Harry Potter fan. To me, it definitely enhanced some of the jokes because I could point to it and go, oh, I know what they're poking fun at, but clearly you don't need any understanding of it outside of a passing understanding to get any enjoyment out of it. Just know that magic is funny, especially when it comes down to muscles or magic. Looks like muscles is winning.
Whoa, that's
Brains
a
over
that's a
brawn.
good tie-in to the title.
Brains over brawn only matters outside of this universe.
Facts.
Oh man, so yeah, before we start our wrap up, John, it is your turn to recommend us a manga. So what are we reading for June 26th. So next week, One Piece episode 6 comes out, and then June 26th, the next Monday, is when this recommendation will go live. So, John, what are we reading?
All right. So, in full transparency, I had it in mind to continue this manga because it's been so fun. I am very confident we'll come back to it at some point, so I'm not going to say that. What I am going to say is that looking through a bunch of different options, I've decided to go with a manga called Kaiju Number 8. And what that is a quick synopsis of it is, after a small talking monster flies into his body via his mouth, Kafka gains the ability to turn into a monster himself, which gets dubbed Kaiju Number 8 by the Defense Force. Kafka remains fully cognizant while in this form, but gains superhuman strength and becomes the first monster to escape the Japanese Defense Force. I read through the first chapter of this, and I thought it was interesting. I didn't spoil anything beyond that, but I thought the character design is what really got me into it. So that's going to be it. We'll call it. I couldn't figure out a good middle point without having context, so I'm just going to say 1 through 20 of Kaiju Number 8.
Okay.
I'm excited because I've been looking at the art, and I held back in rating it because I thought we might get to it. So I'm actually stoked.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm excited. That should be something fun. I don't have any context with that either. So,
well, apparently there's an anime to it also, but I'm not going to go that far.
No. Watching anime takes too long. Reading manga is nice and quick and easy.
Yeah.
So yeah, all right. Kaiju Number 8 coming out June 26th is when that episode will go live. Like I said, next week we're back to One Piece. If I didn't say that already, but fellas, thank you so much for again joining. And Nate, thank you for the recommendation. Ryan, shout out to you for putting it in Nate's ear to bring to the podcast. It was super dope. We obviously enjoyed it. And thank you, everyone else, all so much for listening. Hopefully you found us on Spotify and iTunes. Rate us, follow us, whatever. And then drop us a like on Facebook. Leave a comment if there's a manga you want us to read and check out. We'll put it to a vote and go from there. So, yeah. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Bye.